Hello and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Marte, I come from Norway and I love makeup, and today I am going to talk about the Kwiat Paproci palette from Glam Shop because it's relatively new and I don't think I ever made a video on it. And if you saw my ranking video of all of my Glam Shop palettes, this one was ranked pretty high because it's a beautiful palette. And I'll just show you the inside. It looks like this, so it's a very interesting color story with shimmers that are just out of this world amazing. I've been using this a lot, and so I really wanted to do some swatches and of course this look for you, just to show off the palette in all its glory. So if you want to see that, keep watching. Before I get started, I do want to quickly mention that if you've been on my channel before, you will see that I'm in a completely new spot, and this is actually at my mom's house because I'm on a short vacation here. And yeah, I just had to do some filming, so I just brought my equipment with me, so that's why it's looking different in the background here. And I guess the settings might be a little bit wrong, so I'll try my best to correct it afterwards when I edit the video. But if the colors look a little bit off, that's just because I haven't been able to adjust it properly. But I think we're just going to get straight into the swatches of this palette, and I'm just not going to do live swatches today, but I will just show you the swatches on my arm and talk a little bit about the different colors. Now here you can see the whole palette swatched out, and I mean, it's a gorgeous color story. And I'm gonna zoom you a little bit in so you can see a bit better. Yeah, just look at those sparkles on the iridescent one. That's like a yellow to green iridescent, and it's very sparkly. The other one here is maybe my favorite of the palette. Wait, together with this one though, because this one just has so many tiny sparkles in it with different colors. It's just a light pink shade, but it's just incredibly beautiful. And then we have this one. It's a little bit less sparkly, but still it has a lot of sparkles, and it does have that beautiful green to gold to pink shift, which is very stunning. And then we have this one, which is also one of my favorites of the palette. It is just such a stunning gold. You can see that it has a little bit of a rose gold flip to it, but still a lot of sparkles in a lot of different colors, so it's just very spectacular. This one I did use in the edge of or like in the outer V of my lid in the look that I did for this video, and it's very stunning and sparkly too, but it's a lot darker than the other ones, which I like that they do have some depth. And needless to say, this one is incredible too. I just love those kind of grungy brown blue kind of shimmers, and you can see this is quite shifty too. It goes from that silvery, or it's almost a green, and then it has blue and purple and pink at the very edge here. And it's just very stunning and sparkly. The last one here is reminding me a lot of one single that I have from them, but I don't remember the name of it and I don't have it with me on my vacation. But it's the same kind of pastel multichrome kind of formula. And I wonder, was it something about kiwi or something that the shadow was called? This one definitely looks a lot like that though, and it's very pretty for example, the lower lash line, which is what I prefer to use that kind of formula for. But I guess that's it for the swatches. I hope that they are helpful, and I hope that you can see just how stunning all of these shimmers are, because I'm in love. And oh, I forgot to mention the mattes. I was just so stuck up on the shimmers, but you can tell that they're very opaque and pigmented. They're very powdery too, but that's just normal for Glam Shop. But you can just tell that they're very opaque, they're pigmented. And I personally found that they also apply very nicely to the eyes. Those were the swatches, and now I'm going to do the look that you already saw in my intro. Here you can see the palette up close, and I absolutely love this color story. I ranked it quite high on, like, out of all of my Glam Shop palettes, and it is because of all these special shimmers, as well as the purple, the teal, and then the more warmer neutrals here, which I love. So this is definitely a palette that is worth getting in my opinion, because I've been using this so much for everyday looks with a lot of sparkle. I would love to use this one. If I want it a bit deeper, I'll use this. or even these two if I want something super deep and more grungy. But for today I want to tap into the teal, and I think the orange and this more lighter orange or apricot color, and probably I'll use a little bit of this, and I'm not sure what other shimmer I will use. I will just see what I prefer once I get there. So I'm gonna start off with this shade. With that teal shade, I am using my 0122 brush from Glam Shop. And I did already prime with my Smashbox eye primer, and I can see now I picked up way too much of that shadow because it's falling down. But it's very pigmented, as you can see, and it blends very effortlessly. And I don't even think I've used this shade yet because I mostly use the palette for everyday looks, so it's nice to get to test out the more colorful ones too. And that is looking very good. I totally feel like I want to make this a two-toned look with that orange shade, so I'm gonna take my Glam Shop 0105 brush, and I'll just take that most vibrant orange shade, and I'll just use that for the inner part here. And I'm not sure if I should just leave a little bit in the middle to make more of a halo eye or not. So just before doing anything else, I will be using that more apricot shade. And I'm picking up way too much again, and now I'm using my GB13 brush. And as you can see, I'm just layering that over top of that orange shade and blending it slightly towards the middle. Then I'm taking the very lightest shade here. It has a little bit of sparkle to it, but I don't mind. And I'm taking that to mattify underneath my brow, and also to kind of work as a transition shade for that teal. And I will be going in with that teal to make sure it is more opaque and maybe take it a little bit higher up. And it's always smart to just have your eyes straight, looking straight in front of you, and not do anything special, and then look at how the eyeshadow is laying, just to make sure you're working with the shape of your eye. So for me, I just felt like I was missing a little bit right there. So it's just like the small details. But I'm liking how this is looking. Now I'm going to apply a few different shimmers, I think. I just applied a little bit of my Hyaluronic Pixie Epoxy, which is a glitter glue. Now I'm just taking that deepest, darkest shade of the palette, and I'm just applying it here at the very edge. And then I'm going to take the gold shade right here. I think that's very beautiful. So I'll just apply that over the main part of the lid. It just has so many sparkles. It is just so special. Then for the very inner part, I'm taking this light iridescent shade, and for this I'm using a brush just to get a bit more precision. And this is very yellow gold, as you can see. So I think I'm mixing in a little bit of that pink shade next to it just to cool it down a little bit. And all that noise in the background is my dogs playing, if you were wondering. Now that is very pretty and very sparkly. I love it. As you might be able to see, I did also add that lightest apricot shade here, and then I just blended a tiny bit of the teal over top to make a sort of sagey green color. So now I'm just gonna finish the look and show you the close-up. Now that was the finished look. I absolutely cannot even say how much I love these shimmers in this palette. They're just so amazing. I hope that they release more palettes like this with just so many special shimmers, because they're just so incredible. Even though the mattes are quite powdery and a little bit dry, I do really like them, and they're very pigmented. Also when swatching, they really just turn out very opaque with just one swatch, and I think I did just 2 swatches for all of them, and that says a lot because often I build it up several times to get full opacity of the shadow, but these are very opaque. So all in all, I just think it's a very, very great quality palette, and I really do like it. I do also think a lot of these shadows are available as single shadows because Glam Shop usually does that with all of their palettes. And all their palettes are also limited edition, so if you are interested in getting it, they usually keep it for quite a long time, but suddenly it's just gone. I mean, they do usually put out like big sales with discounts and stuff, but if you want to make sure that you get it, then I wouldn't wait too long to get it. But I think that's it for this video. I hope that you enjoyed the look that I created and that the swatches that I did were helpful. Thank you so much for watching, and hopefully I will see you in my next video. Bye!